Dear students, this is chapter number 6 of Geography, Human Settlement. In this chapter, we are going to cover the following topics, which includes introduction, factors that affect the construction of houses, rural settlements, factors affecting rural settlements. Let's start with the introduction. Building a house is the first step towards the building a settlement. According to the functions and numbers of houses, human settlements take the shape of a village, hamlet, town, city, and metropolis. Now, let's discuss factors that affect the construction of houses. Climate has a great impact on the construction and type of houses. In the equatorial regions, where it rains heavily, people resided in huts constructed on wooden stilt. Temperature, speed, and direction of wind, amount of rainfall, humidity, etc., are the primary factors of climate. To get the benefits of the morning sun, the main entrance of the house is often kept on the eastern side in the frigid and temperate zones. To avoid the hot sun in the hot tropical countries, shades are placed at the main entrance and thick walls are constructed. Due to strong west wind, houses in Britain are constructed facing either the east or the southeast. Student, here you can see the picture of house constructed by the people of Amazon basin. And in this picture you can see tent house, igloo. So different region has different type of house construction and settlement. In places with little rain, houses are constructed with flat roofs. But in places where it rains a lot, houses are constructed with sloping roofs. Overhangs are constructed on doors and windows. The size, type, and decoration of a house are indicative of the owner's affluence. The financially prosperous people order special construction materials from outside in addition to using local materials. In accordance with the social conventions, while constructing homes, one part is built for men while another is built for women. Particularly where old traditions are well established. Similarly, in India, it is a convention to construct homes in accordance with the traditional rules of architecture. Our next topic is rural settlements. Most of the people living in the villages are farmers. Their main occupation is related to agriculture. Some of them are also local artisans and service providers like carpenters, blacksmiths, potters, barbers, washermen, weavers, etc. In rural settlements or villages, there are cluster of a few houses slightly away from the main habitations. Rural settlements in India are of the following types, and they are: first, compact settlements; second, semi-compact settlements; third, hamlet based settlements; and last, dispersed settlements. All the previous mentioned settlements usually occur in the following models. First, linear model. You can see the picture, it will help you to understand easily. See, such models of settlements are often found along the main highways, rail routes, and rivers. Rectangular model. Such models of settlements develop all round the cultivated fields. So you can see in the picture rectangular model of settlement. Third, square model. Such settlements are mainly adjacent to the meeting places of rural pathways with roads. Fourth, circular model. In a settlement of this model, the dwelling units are built adjacently to one another due to dense population. You can see the picture, it will help you to understand the circular settlement. Fifth is radial model. In such a model, the lanes and the roads run towards a central place, such as a water source, temple, mosque, or occupational center, etc. Next is factors affecting rural settlements. So these are the factors which affect the rural settlements. First, natural factors. Natural features like the shape of the land, climate, the direction of the slope, fertility of the soil, the drainage system, groundwater level, etc. Second, caste and cultural factors. Casteism and community affiliations affect the forms of settlements. It is normally found in India that the main land-holding castes reside in the center of the village and the castes that provide other necessary services reside on the periphery of the village. Urban settlements. The development of any city begins in the form of a small settlement. First, infancy. In this stage, there are a few shops and houses at one place. There are one or two roads. The atmosphere usually appears to be rural. Second, childhood. In this stage, a commercial area develops in the central part. Residential houses and shops are constructed. Third, adolescence. In this stage, the roads and lane of the town get developed. The residential and commercial areas too undergo development. The population begins to spread outwards. Fourth, maturity. The residential and industrial areas of the city become distinct and separate in this stage. The residential areas are divided into several parts. Multi-story houses began to be constructed due to an increase in population. Fifth, middle age. This is the peak stage of a city's growth and splendor. In this stage, the commercial, industrial, residential, and administrative areas of the city become separate. Sixth, old age. This is the last stage of a city's growth in which it becomes clogged. Samarkand, Constantinople, Multan, Bukhara, etc. are examples of such cities. Types of urban settlements on the basis of population. First, hamlet, population of about 50 to 100. Second, village, 100 to 5,000 people. Third, town, 5,000 to 10,000 people. City, population of more than 1 lakh. Metropolis, population of 10 lakh. to 50 lakh. Megalopolis. Population of more than 50 lakh. Next, factors influencing the origin of urban settlements. First, climate. People like to live in places with a temperate and healthy climate. In comparison with cold climate regions, temperate and tropical climates have dense populations. Second, landform. More settlements develop in places where the land surface is plain and the soil is fertile. Plain surface is required for the growth of residential areas, industries and businesses, factories, roads, etc. Third, mineral and energy resources. At places where minerals are found, gradually cities began to develop. When minerals are exhausted, these cities began to be abandoned by people and turn into ghost cities. The same happens with many factory towns with change in technology. Fourth, water supply sources. In ancient times, cities used to be developed near perennial water supply sources. Apart from domestic use, they supply water for industrial production and for transportation needs. Fifth, transport. Sources of conveyance and transportation have an occupational relationship with cities. Wherever two or more roads meet, an urban settlement began to form there. Transportation and transport make a major contribution to the growth of a city. Sixth, industrialization. Industries evolve gradually. A city that becomes predominantly industrial slowly takes the form of a big city. Examples of such cities include Birmingham and Liverpool in Great Britain and Tatanagar, Rourkela and Bhilai in India. Seventh, capital investment and technology. The investment of capital plays a dominant role in the development of cities. Capital is required for the construction of buildings and roads and for providing water supply and lighting. Similarly, skilled labor and people with engineering and technological capabilities are required for exploiting and using the available resources. Eighth, trade and commerce. Commerce starts on the foundation of freight transport and transportation facilities, and it leads to the development of a commercial city. Such cities usually develop at the following places: in rural areas near the roads or rail tracks, at the meeting places of plains, hills, and forests, at the meeting points of major roads. Now, let's discuss urbanization in India and its problems. The urban population in India increased rapidly after independence with the all around development of the country. This migration of population from rural to urban areas is being caused by lack of employment in villages, too much pressure on agricultural land, fall in agricultural productivity, and poor standard of living in rural areas. Environmental problem. The main causes of air pollution in big cities are toxic chemicals emitted by vehicles and industrial enterprises. These toxic emissions include sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, lead, and nitrous oxide that are extremely harmful to health. Housing problem. In the various big cities of India, a major portion of their total population lives in slums in makeshift hutments. The people living in these slum hutments are from the poor classes of people of rural areas who have migrated to cities, and they make these hutments near the residential areas of upper class people. Employment problem. The rate of growth of employment in cities has not kept pace with the rate at which their population has been growing. The rate of migration from villages to cities is high, and the laborers have to work for low wages, which causes social tensions. In order to resolve this problem, the former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, had announced on the occasion of the Independence Day, 15 August 2003, a scheme to provide all the city like amenities in the villages also. It is known as the PURA, Providing Urban Amenities in Rural Areas scheme. The concept of a smart city. In order to overcome the problems caused by the pressure of the growing population in cities, the government of India has decided to convert 100 cities into smart cities in the first stage of a new scheme for this purpose. What is meant by a smart city? The people living in these cities will be provided the basic infrastructural services quickly and skillfully, along with provisions for rescue and security. These cities will act like lighthouses for other cities. Dear students, thank you for watching.